Hey guys, it's Oluchi for Ways Breakfast. Thanks for always tuning in. Our research has shown that you're probably not subscribed to our channel. What are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you never miss out on our latest content and stay in the loop with all things Ways. If the channel grows, it means more great content for you guys. So hit that subscribe button now.
Hello. Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Usayuame Sally, and today, yes, I'm alone in the studio, but I have Nama Efa joining me via Zoom. Hi, Nama. Nama, are you there? You're muted if you're there.
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Hi, how are you?
Okay. I'm good in there. Lots to do. It's towards the end of the semester, so a lot of exams are coming up, assignments, and so on, but we are pushing forward. How are you doing?
Well, we're surviving Nigeria. I'm surviving Nigeria. It's been a very long day. Lots of drama, but we thank God. Yeah, we're here. We're here. Okay. So anything new that we need to know? How is the weather?
Well,
how is the weather over there?
The weather, okay. Well, the weather, there has been snow that was forecasted, but yesterday there was 3 inches of snow in Painesville, Ohio. So the snow is coming in a lot earlier than anticipated. A lot of people are already ending up in ditches. So getting that heads up now, and generally people are going to put on their snow tires, be more careful on the roads, because this is a time when the roads become even a lot more slippery. So you have to be very, very careful. So yes, we're getting our guards ready for the snow season. Initially, it would come during the Christmas season, but now we have it early in November. So who knows? It might be much more than we anticipated. So everybody must be careful.
Absolutely. We have to be really careful. All right, so before we get into the conversation today, right, if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, head on there and hit that subscribe button and add Official Upgrade TV. Go there and click the subscribe button. So we're talking about the presidential budget, right? President Tinubu's 2025 budget. And of course, this budget is set at 47.9 trillion naira. And we're asking whether Nigerians should really care about this budget. But first, let's run off on a break. Or before we do that, here's what we found as today's quote. It says, the approved 2025 budget aggregates are inherently sensitive to current macroeconomic conditions as they directly impact revenue generation, expenditure, and overall fiscal performance. This was from Chinyere Almona. She's the Director General of the Lagos Chambers of Commerce and Industry. So we'll take a break, right? When we come back from that break, we'll see what we found in today's news. Hi, thanks for staying with us now. National Stop the Violence Day is observed annually on November 22nd to raise awareness about the impact of violence in communities. Established in 1990, this day serves as a reminder of the urgent need to address gun violence and its devastating effect, With thousands injured or killed each year, this observance encourages collective action and community engagement to foster safer environments. The phrase "stop the violence" originated during the civil rights movement as a response to systemic social issues, including racial discrimination and police brutality. Now, over the years, it has evolved into a rallying cry for various anti-violence campaigns addressing domestic violence, gang violence, and other forms of aggression. By highlighting these issues, National Stop the Violence Day aims to promote dialogue and understanding amongst community members. And to commemorate this day, individuals can participate in local anti-violence initiatives, attend community forums, or educate themselves and others about the consequences of violence through literature and documentaries. Yeah, we have to stop the violence. I was telling someone today, I was in a meeting and I was having a conversation, and I told the person, I said, see, I've never fought like physical fight. You know, those ones they say, oh, street fight, all those things. I've never done it in my life, and I don't think I'm about to do it inside old age. I don't know. Some people are just like literally any little thing, they're triggered, and you know, the next thing is either you're getting a punch, you're getting a slap. You know, I remember someone, literally, I was shocked. Like she came and pulled my dress and kind of like hit me very hard in the back. I was looking at her, like I didn't even have a response to it, you know. And I've been slapped before in public too. I was just looking at the person, you know, because violence is not inside of my DNA, and I do not wish to start it now. But yeah, a lot of people have been killed as a result of violence, and I feel like with violence, I feel like it is a show of what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? You know, if you are not able to express yourself with words, that you have to go physical. I think it's a failure. It's something has gone wrong. I'm trying to find the word now, but it has escaped my memory. You know, but I just feel like it's a show of some level of incompetence or something, because I don't understand why I cannot tell you why you offended me. I have to show you with a punch or with a slap or something. Or you know, the one that is prevalent in the UK, gun violence. I mean, sorry, in the UK, knife violence, then in the US, gun violence and all of that. It's just sad and pathetic, you know, that people can't express grievances without having to go to do those kinds of things. But yeah, Norma, that's my rant. What's your thoughts on violence?
I mean, violence has never been the solution to any problem. That's another thing that people don't know. However, a lot of people have found it as some kind of coping mechanism, but it is destructive more than constructive, right? So I think, like you are trying to say, the major problem is about communication and how people have chosen to communicate whatever emotions they're going through, whether it's anger or frustration and all of those things. And finding constructive ways to be able to communicate that is very important. And that's why this day that is being celebrated, Stop the Violence Day, is very key, because this is an opportunity where people can have the venue, you know, to talk about it, to find out what are we not paying attention to, how can we communicate better without, you know, extracting the violence factor in it. And you find out even more constructive ways to be able to send messages without hurt, without pain. And that's why this day is very, very important. People need to know that there are more constructive alternative ways to ending conflict without force.
Absolutely. All right, on that note, Norma, quickly, let's run through what we found in the news. Let me start while you find because I have two stories. I'll start with the first one. I saw that they were selling banana and tape. And it was auctioned for $6.2 million. I said, my God. Father, where are my destiny helpers? $6.2 million. It was a Wall Street Journal report that I saw that everybody gathered in this room, honestly speaking, and they were auctioning a banana. This banana is a reigniting debate about what value society is willing to place on normal objects because an artist calls it art. What's the name of that artist? Oh, I've forgotten the name of the artist. So now the person that bought this banana is not going to go home with what he has seen and bought. Oh. They said they will give him a duct tape and they will give him bananas and they will now show him how to replicate these arts. Norma, there's problem in the land. When I saw it, I was just crying. I said, do you know how many people that are hungry this $6.2 million will feed? Do you know how many school fees this $6.2 million will clear? Like literally people sat down and they bought banana that is taped to a wall with duct tape. It is well. Some people don't have problem in this life. Oh. That's why when you are complaining, you are not on the same level. And it's a Chinese collector that actually bought it. Yeah. You want to say something quickly?
No, I mean, like you rightly said, sometimes they say is that people we don't chop belly full. Now no get problem, you know. So I guess this is not a challenge for whoever was able to pay that amount for banana, right? And according to them, is a work of art, right? So to him, to everyone his own,
to
right?
each his own, no, my sister.
That to each his own. I mean, we have more challenges, more problems in the world. So for those who declare this as their own way of expression and a work of art, well, good luck to them.
All right, what did you find for us in the news?
Okay, for me, it's an interesting story that caught my attention today, and it was about a man in China who had a very close encounter with a wild Siberian tiger. So imagine coming out of your farm, right? You're just strolling out, and then you are met by a tiger. I don't know. I mean, for me, he even seemed to be a bit calm. I probably would have, destroyed that gate myself. But eventually he ran to safety and the tiger itself ran away. And this happened at Heilongjiang province. And I mean, I can just imagine what might be going through his head. But that was a miracle that he was able to get out of harm's way and not be lunch or appetizer like the work of art, the banana, for this Siberian tiger. So that was what caught tension, and I was just super grateful that he was not mauled by that tiger.
Yeah, I saw that video yesterday. I was quite, like my heart was racing so fast. I said, thank God I mean, that was just a very close stint with being mauled by the tiger. All right, so I thought to raise this last story because I saw it and I found it quite disturbing. 6 tourists now have been reported to have died of suspected methanol poisoning in Laos. Now, a second Australian teenager has died. The allegation is that, or what is alleged is that their drinks were tainted. The alcohol they took were tainted. So the people now, the numbers has gone up to 6 people that have been reported to have died of this same thing. A 19-year-old, I think there's another lady, I think she's 20. They're basically 19, 20. I think the oldest amongst them was a 28-year-old person. I don't know whether they went on holiday or whatever it was, wherever they went to, but I mean, for them to be tourists, it means that they were on holiday. I just want to bring this up because, again, December is coming, dirty December, yeah? A lot of people, I mean, what I saw last December in some places, I said, wow, taking cocktails, all sorts of mixtures. Some people, balloons, different kinds of drugs, right? That was even right here in this Lagos. So I just want to call on people. I know you want to do dirty December, you want to go and play all over the place, but please be very careful. If you must take a drink wherever you are, make sure you are it's a drink that is not maybe like a cocktail, something that you can unseal yourself, like you literally see it open and close, and something that you would hold on to throughout. Don't leave your drinks because only God knows the circumstances to which this methanol poisoning, came about. Now that 6 people have been reported to have died. Let's just be careful out there. All right, so we'll take a break now. When we come back from the break, let's discuss our budget, our 2025 budget. Stay with us, we'll be right back. All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, the proposed 2025 budget by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reflects distinct priorities and strategies aimed at addressing Nigeria's economic challenges. But the question is, should Nigerians, should they care? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 47.9 trillion 2025 budget proposal is facing skepticism over its ambitious projections, rising debt, and economic challenges. Now, the budget has sparked widespread debate amongst economic experts with concerns over its projections and sustainability. While the government has touted the budget as a tool to tackle economic hardship and reflect growth, analysts argue that key assumptions such as exchange rate of 1,400 to a dollar, an oil output of 2.06 million barrels per day, oil pricing, of course, were unrealistic. So one of such analysts is a distinguished economics and consultant with over 4 years of experience in economic research and analysis, who is working with a top research house in Nigeria. She is an expert in crucial areas such as macroeconomy, consumer goods industry, commodities, and consumer analysis. She holds a Master's of Science degree in economics from the prestigious University of Lagos, complemented by a Bachelor's of Science degree in economics with a first-class honors from Babcock University. Her name is Dumebi Oluwole, and she's a senior economist at Stairs. Thank you so much, Dumebi, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I was reading your profile and I said, okay, finally, maybe somebody might help me to understand and make it make sense. You know, when they capped dollar, when they capped dollar at 1,400 naira, I say, how? I don't understand, because this dollar at 1,400 naira is not accessible to anybody. You understand?
Yeah.
Nobody is able to access it. I mean, I got dollars today at 1,700. Okay, 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? I got dollar for 1,745. Today it is 1,756 naira. That's how much the Malam sold dollar. So it doesn't make any sense. But help me understand. What's your general assessment of this 2025 budget that the president has put forth before the Senate?
So on the surface of it all, I would say it's not far-fetched in the sense that this is the same trend we've seen over the last couple of years, right? Where the federal government has very ambitious budget targets, budget assumptions, and we see the repetition where, you know, recurrent expenditure, that's expenses on like governance costs, salary payments, always taking precedence over capital expenditure, and capital expenditure being things like infrastructure, socioeconomic infrastructure like health and education, right? So it's not too far-fetched in that we're just going with the status quo here. I think the reason why this particular budget is, you know, very, it's causing a lot of ruckus right now is because of number one, the actual expenditure estimate, which is significantly higher than what was budgeted last year for this year, basically, the fiscal year 2024, right? And we do see that the government is still hinging a lot of its revenue on crude oil. And when you consider what is happening with crude oil production, you realize that even though we've seen marginal increases, like on a staggered basis on monthly, the average crude oil production for Nigeria, at least up until October 2024, was just 1.3 million barrels per day. And so when you benchmark your entire fiscal year your entire budget for 2025, with an oil production estimate of 2.06 million barrels per day. Question is, how do you intend to make that happen? if you haven't been able to sort it out over the last couple of months in 2024, where you took up reforms and people are facing a lot of strain on their income, what assurances are you giving to people to ensure that this 2.06 million barrels per day, you're actually going to achieve it, right? Then you also consider oil prices. We're benchmarking our budget around 75
dollar per barrel.
75
Yeah.
Yes, dollar per barrel. Thank you. And when you look at what is happening globally, when you consider geopolitical tensions that are currently ongoing and the implications of a Trump presidency on global oil prices, you realize that our budget assumption, our budget estimate for crude oil prices is pretty, let's say,
ambitious,
a bit overly optimistic. Yes, because with the Trump presidency, the expectation is that the US is going to keep producing more crude oil. And if that happens, it means that there will be an increase in supply. And if supply increases, it means that prices are
will
going
come
to
down.
fall.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if prices are going to fall from what they're currently trading at, which is about $74 per barrel, it means that our revenue estimate is a bit shaky when you benchmark it against what is going to happen in 2025 with crude oil prices. But needless to say, we do know that Nigeria's revenue is primarily hinged to or is susceptible to changes in crude oil production than prices. So even if oil prices maybe fall or increase significantly, if Nigeria doesn't produce enough, because we are exporting crude oil to make the revenue that we're making, if we do not produce enough, we cannot make enough money, right? So I would say that's about it for like the assumptions on crude oil and the crude oil production, crude oil price and crude oil production. Then looking at our exchange rate, to be very honest, again, I would say this is not the first time this is happening. In 2023, I think the budget was for 2024, the budget was benchmarked with an exchange rate of about 800 naira to a dollar, right? And at the time, as of the end of 2023, the naira was already trading over 800 naira to a dollar, at least at the parallel market, right? So, but what this tells us is two things. Number one, there is some level of subsidization going on how much the government is accessing Forex. Now, where that Forex is coming from and how they are benchmarking it is not yet clear. And what this means is that if this continues, it means that we're living on unrealistic assumptions of how much the naira is actually trading. And there will be some level of arbitrage and speculation that will go on with